What we're doing today is I'm going to do a geode cup. I am going to use these glitters. I got this from Spellbound Rose LLC on Etsy. I'll put a link below. Really beautiful green glitters. And they actually sent me, oh shoot, where is it? They sent me a beautiful sample too. They sent me a sample of this confetti dot glitter. It's called Pop Quiz. And they also sent one called Gorgeous Girl, and my daughter absolutely loves it, so I will be making an order for a bottle of it to make something for her. But that's Gorgeous Girl. That is just beautiful pink. This is Verdant View. It's a chunky mix. And this is Green Trick. It's a holographic chunky. And those are going to be my base. I will probably also use a little bit of the Emerald from Walmart that I like so much. That is going to be the base of my geode. And then, of course, the black and the white spray paint. And then once I do that, I'm going to do purple alcohol inks over it. And let me cut this down real quick. And then I bought this water slide. And this is going on it. This will be my cup. This will be a Maleficent cup, which I will make another one of. I'm sure if somebody wants it, I have no problem making one and selling it. But the initial one, yeah, it's going to be mine. Maleficent's my girl. But as you can see, my cup's shiny silver. And that's okay. This is going to be completely covered in glitter. To cover the silver, instead of going out and buying 45,000 different colors of paint, I showed you all before in, I think it was my Shamrock Peekaboo tutorial, I use acrylic ink. And it's cheaper, it dries quicker, it doesn't come off with epoxy. If you mess up and you don't like it, it comes off with soap and water, but epoxy will not take it off. You do not have to seal it. So this is my quick trick and a way to get a cup prepped. And it may look a little funky. I think my brush may still be a little wet. I washed it because it's my favorite brush to use, and well, it was dirty. But it dries really fast. It's really super pigmented. And like I said, this cup's going to be covered in glitter anyway. So really all I'm doing is hiding the silver a little bit just in case some peeks through. So spread it out here. may take a couple more minutes to apply this than it does a spray can with spray paint. But you're not going to hang a run that you're going to see through a peekaboo. You're going to dry really quickly, and you can actually cheat and use the heat gun or a blow dryer and dry it quicker once you get it the way you want it. And it doesn't matter what way your brush strokes go. I'm just that way that I like to have it all go in one direction. Alright, and that cup is done as far as I'm concerned. My brush right there. Hopefully I don't forget whenever I go and clean everything off later. Just make sure I didn't get any on the inside, which is nothing because whenever I take the rim with acetone later, it'll come off. Now I'm going to heat gun this real quick so I can move on to the next step. With that, we're dry. Now I'll mix up my epoxy and get my glitter going, and I'll be back. Okay, I have my epoxy. I've got it mixed up. I mixed up 20 mils, which is more than what most people would need for a epoxy method to adhere glitter. But first and foremost, I am using chunky and extra fine glitters, and I have the mix, so I'm wanting them to swirl together and move around, and so it's not just I'm wanting it to stick to the cup. I'm wanting it to swirl and move and have an effect that I am seeing in my mind, that how I want it to be. So I am going to try to get that to go the way my mind sees it, and that's the way I can do is get the glitter to move and swirl together as it turns. And the only way I really know to do that is with a thick layer of epoxy. And right now I'm not really worried about air bubbles, so I mixed it up really quick, but you'll see there's air bubbles in here. The glitter's laying over it right now. If it's not moving, I will heat it up, and that'll get rid of the air bubbles. This epoxy that I use, it's not real horrible for air bubbles. I get it because I'm bad about mixing air bubbles into my stuff, because I'm typically in a hurry and trying to get things done, and I rush, and I'm human, and I'm a mom, and that's just the way things go. And honestly, if you can't handle somebody being actual and real and human, you probably don't really need to be on my channel, because yeah, I keep things real whenever it comes down to it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this on here just because. And let it spin a couple of times to make sure there are no drips before I remove my paper and put my glitter catch paper down. Let it level out and do its thing. Oh, yeah, I meant to show you the glove. There's no residual ink that come off while I was doing that either. I think we're good, so. Put my catch paper down and, what to start with? Alright, and that is that. I'm going to just put the lid back on that. Now let's see what we can do with this one. Oh, we can make a mess, that's for sure. It's bouncing everywhere. I do have a chunky glitter mess that I'll have to clean up, but that's okay. Now let's try a little bit of this here and there. use a popsicle stick to go around the edge to get any of the ones sticking up off, or to lay down anyway. Just kind of flip them back the other way. Turn off the lamp a minute, it's glaring. And I think I'm happy with that. We'll come back tomorrow and see how it looks. Good morning, everybody. Working on the Maleficent water slide geode cup this morning. Skipped a few steps. Really some basic stuff you can go back and find anywhere on YouTube. Had the glitter cup, did the green trick from Spellbound and Rose. Was really happy with the way it came out. I epoxied it until it was smooth. I did 2 layers of epoxy. Spray painted it black, let it dry, spray painted it white, let it dry. So now I'm going to mark out an idea of where I want my geode, and then I'll show you how to take it off. But I am too much of a control freak to just randomly start wiping without an idea of what I want where. So I would rather just have it go the way I want it to, and be a lot happier with it that way. And look, a little piece of glitter marked itself for me. It wants to have that spot right there removed. Okay, and I need 1 or 2 coming down from the top. That's marked. You can't really see it. I can just barely see it. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have a manicure, but I like to save my fingers from drying out. If you have any type of false nails, fingernail polish, anything like that, fingernail strips, you want to wear gloves for this next step, or you will jack your manicure. My cotton pads here. Just grab a handful from here and there. Sorry for the extreme close-up of the face. Grab a couple paper towels. Take the lid off my alcohol, because we'll use that to get the black off. Acetone, and nothing. Oh, forgot my Turner sponge. Nothing like the present to get started. So let's just start with this little random here in the middle. frame and y'all can see it. It's as big as I want that spot. Okay, and now sorry, every time I get gloves on, my nose decides to itch. I guess I'm not using that paper towel anymore. Ah, what is up with my nose? Lint off from my cotton balls. I wonder if using a paper towel for this part would not be easier. Let's see. I already put acetone on that by mistake, so. Definitely is more precise than the cotton, but cotton works so much easier. alcohol. Oh well. Let me get a new alcohol. Alright, so our geode is taking shape. I'm going to finish this up off camera so it doesn't take forever, and we'll be back. Okay guys, so you can see I've got my geode pattern that I wanted all cleaned off, and I didn't get all of the black completely off, but that's okay. I'm going to alcohol ink over it anyway. But the way I did do it is I have a black stone, so I get tons of these bar towels and to clean it with, and I used a little bit of my 91% alcohol, and the towel and the abrasiveness of the towel got the majority of the black residue off from the spray paint. And then I went and washed it and dried it, and we are about to apply our alcohol inks. So let me get that ready and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm getting my sponges out for my colors. These are just kitchen sponges that I cut up and put in a little bit of alcohol so they're not bone dry whenever I start. And then I picked out 3 colors. Like I said, Maleficent, you think green and purple. So what I'm going to use, I actually got these. Where did I get these? I got them in a 3-pack at Joann's for like $10, but it was 40% off that day, so I got them pretty cheap. And these are Jim Holtz, of course, and doesn't say what series this is, but it came with the Flamingo, the Amethyst, and the Patina. Okay, those are the 3 that I think will go really well with this cup. And what I'm going to do is just a typical alcohol ink method. By the way, gloves, necessity. And then I use a paper plate to hold my sponges because, well, alcohol inks are messy. And I'm going to start with the Patina. And of course, you need to put a lot on it because your sponge is the first time you used it. And I'm just going to here and there. Because we don't want this to be blue, we want it to be purple. And just have some pops here and there of this and that. And that's actually probably enough. Now, of course, I've said it before, alcohol inks are very forgiving. If you don't like it, wipe it down with 91% alcohol, start over. All right. And I really hope you can see. I can't. Today I have a headache the size of Alaska. And I'm wearing a hat to put pressure on my forehead, which doesn't seem to be helping today. And it's rainy and gross and just not feeling it, you know? But I hope you're in frame so you can see. And then just pink here and there. And I'm not real sure about this pink. I may have to change to one of my other pinks. But whenever I mixed it on a palette a while ago to see if these were the ones that I in fact wanted to use, it looked okay. It looked pretty. I mean, it wasn't vibrant like I wanted, but you know, we don't always get what we want. And today's just one of them days that it just, to me, it doesn't matter right now because I have a headache. Now, tell me tomorrow, whenever I'm cussing myself that my cup didn't come out the way I wanted it to look, then we'll talk. I'm going to use a little bit more pink than I do the blue because it'll just change the color of the purple. And you have to think about where your lines are going to be on your geode. And what I am going to do is I'll take an alcohol swab and clean up over my geode where I've gone over, but I don't want any white on the edge of my geode, and I don't want it to look half-assed. All right, now we're going to do the amethyst. Which I've already shaken up, but I made a pretty design on my plate. And just try to hit where the white is still. You can probably do this with a paintbrush too, because what I'm going to do is I've got a spray bottle here full of alcohol, and I'm going to mist it and let it spread. But I don't know, I've just gotten in the habit of doing this with sponges. But like I said, just go where your white is still. I'm just putting a little bit on a plate and picking it up with my sponge. The first time I loaded my sponge, I just sprayed it on my sponge, but from here out, I'll just put a little bit here and there on my plate and pick it up. And when it starts to run out, I'll do it again. But you have to not put out too much because your alcohol ink does evaporate really quickly. And you don't want to just be wasting it. Okay, it looks really ugly right now, but I promise it'll get better. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I'm not really sure where you shut off at. Definitely need some more on this that I missed. So what I'll do is I will spray some alcohol on my sponge and squeeze it right on here on this side. And with that, we will see what it looks like in a little bit. Now, what I'm doing, this is it, by the way. What I'm doing is taking a little bit of alcohol on a cotton pad and working to get my geode clean again. Now see where you can always just go a little bit with your finger and blend it back in. But I would rather get a little bit of the white back out on the edge than not have my geode uncovered, because I worked hard to get that geode in there. But I'm going to knock this out and we'll come back for the next part. Okay guys, we're back on this Maleficent water slide cup. We are taking a break because our pretty little rich bitch has to finish curing before I can do anything else to it. Let's get this Maleficent water slide on. What do you say, so it can dry over the next couple of days and I can get the final layer of epoxy on it. Now, once again, we wet our cup down because them's the rules when it comes to water slides. Water slide in the water 30 to 60 seconds. Wet cup. Pretty sure that's where I want it. I'm pretty positive that's where I want it. Okay, I'm going to turn her over. Now this was printed on white water slide paper because it's a dark cup and it does not show up on clear water slide paper. So here are our water slides that are going to go on our Rich Bitch cup. Those will go tomorrow, but for now, let's get Maleficent to move in here a little bit, maybe. Maybe. She doesn't want to start moving. Okay, let her go a little bit longer. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. I typically would not do it that way, but for some reason it was stuck. I don't know whether everything was still tacky when I cut it out or what, but it was not wanting to play correctly. Okay, now take our paper towel and start to dry. Oh, no, no wrinkles. No wrinkles allowed. all the water bubbles and air bubbles out from underneath. Dry the rest of the cup off. And now we will leave her to set and dry. And that little bit of rim on the outside that got left there, I will probably take some alcohol ink and just touch up around just some of the purple, just so it's not stark contrast. And then it will set for a few days and cure, and then I'll put the final coats of epoxy on it. But there's Maleficent, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to finish up 2 of these cups. The Maleficent and the Rich Bitch cup, I'm going to put their final coats of epoxy on them, hopefully, if we end up with no flaws, and we'll go from there. But let's get some epoxy on this stuff. And for some reason this turner is not wanting to set level, so I'm having to readjust it. There, that's better. Alright, so let's get this on the left set here. Just dropping my epoxy on. I mixed up 20 mils for each cup. Might use it all, might not. Now let's just get this evened out here. Make sure we have epoxy all over the cup. Okay guys, not really sure where you got lost at, but my tripod sucks. It's definitely seen its better days. It's had it. So I'll have to get a new one before too much longer, but I epoxied the cups. Pretty easy to find some epoxy application videos on YouTube. That's all I was doing. If there are no flaws after these guys will be ready to go up on the shop, and if there are, I'll bring you back and we will see what needs to be done. But if not, I'll put some stills or a small video of the finished product at the end of the video. Well, we had no flaws, so here's the finished product. If you like this tumbler or have one you want to see me make, comment down below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.